Chihuahua! What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name's Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. We're checking out Chihuahua Breathe official video beatbox. This is on the Trung Bao and Chihuahua channel. I have reacted to both of them in the past. Just kind of moved the videos from my main channel to this one, so feel free to check those out. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this channel, let me tell you something, it's about to take over. So Breathe, I thought that was one of the tracks that I had heard before when they did their collaboration, their kind of series, but I guess not. I think I just misremembered. So excited to check this out. It's a shorter video, 2 minutes, black and white it looks like, and a solo piece from Chihuahua. So let's tune in here, grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on. And beatbox.
Breathe. 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 Breathe.
Okay, that packed a punch. Let me describe what we just saw here. First things first, we hit the like. I am subscribed, and I'll have a link of the original video down in the description below. This is short, but it's concise, straight to the point, very strong from start to finish. She's not playing games, right? And not trying to waste any time. And the structure, it's very neat, right? I think it works well in the sense that we kind of know how it's starting, what the meat of the track is, and you see it ending as well. I mean, at least I kind of knew, like, okay, these are the segments, the layers she's using, and how it's gonna come to a close, and that's it. Plus, I knew that it was 2 minutes, so I figured, okay, this is one of those tracks that I like it. I mean, I prefer with music that it's a bit longer, 3.5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, depending. It all depends on what we're listening to. But with beatbox, when it's something shorter, I think it maybe it works better even, especially if there's no lyrics. Because when there's lyrics, you kind of wait for the chorus, for the verses, stuff like that. You can, make it longer and work with that. But if there's no lyrics, then for you to be entertained and hooked on what you're listening to has to, like I said, be strong, be very what would be the word, like with a hook and keep it moving. And I think this beat was that. It felt like marching, doom, 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 doom. And you know, I was actually picturing in my head, because I have, you know, just a creative mind, I guess, a tongue, like you know how you used to watch those documentaries when you were younger, that like the Magic School Bus and stuff like that. Something that you get a shot of your mouth and like your whole like breathing system, tubes and everything, and everything gets amplified in size. And I was picturing like this marching and this army on the surface of your tongue, right? And they were kind of moving along to the beat like little soldiers, and all these molecules and things happening that we don't really think about because we just breathe. You know, for the title of the track, it's just like, okay, it's something you do subconsciously or unconsciously. And if you start to analyze it at a more scientific molecular level, then you get into all the little intricacies and the details, and it's like, okay, why is this happening and how are they connected and what's going on with the rest of your body and your anatomy and stuff like that. So for some reason, this felt like it could be a soundtrack to, you know, a video, a short documentary or whatever that is exploring and maybe even to an educational level of the breathing itself. You know, somebody makes a clip, whatever, and you put this in the background, and I think it goes along well. That sound that she was doing throughout, it was like the bass of the track. I can't even, there's no way I can't even replicate it, but it's like this squeaky, like a sound effect, like a dee, like that. That's crazy how she could keep the tempo. She continued to do it, but on top of that, doing everything else. But it was just something almost like a metronome, right? It's like this timer that she had in the background. And on top, she had all these different combinations, everything going on. But this was really like very consistent with the beat. And that's why in my head, I thought about, you know, movement, we're going, we're walking, we're marching. And then I had that, you know, thing in my head about picturing like the tongue for some reason. Like if you open your mouth and you see everything, and it's like a cave, but filled with creatures and everything that makes up our body, like our breathing system. And I think this song is appropriate to me because lately I've been thinking about breathing, actually, especially at night. I was like, why am I getting so stuffy? You know, and I think it has to deal with ventilation. So maybe if that happens to you, leave the door a little bit open, ajar, so there's more fluidity to the air in your room. And that could be the case, but literally I was looking this up this morning because I couldn't sleep that well, and I was like, man, what the heck? Awesome track. Really enjoyed it. Good to see them back. They don't post that often. In fact, I think the last video Bao and CHIWAWA released was like 4 months ago or something like that. So it's always cool to see something new, and I'm looking forward to whatever comes next. So if you guys have suggestions, comment, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.